organizer of CTU Germany, Mitch, DJ0 Quebec November. From Mexico, X-Ray Echo 1 Kilo Kilo. Ramon. From Japan, Juliet Alpha 1 Whiskey Sierra X-Ray.
Hi.
Bill. And Joe, Juliet Alpha 1 Lima Zulu Radio.
I think he's in the...
He is on another band at the moment. How about Zone 32, Zulu Lima 1 Bravo Hotel Quebec. From England, Olaf, George 0, Charlie Kilo Victor. In the back, thank you. From the island of Hawaii, November Hotel 6 X-Ray Oscar. From a real KL7, Whiskey Lima 7 Oscar. Frank Bryan. I guess he must, there we are. Oscar Hotel 2, Mickey Mouse. Billy. Papa Alpha 1 Tango. In the back. And Papa Alpha 5 Kilo Tango. Hank is out doing packet, I guess. So, we also have the team that is putting together Contest University in Brazil in July. Please welcome, we have 6 Papa Yankees. Papa Yankee 3 Mike Mike, Papa Tango 7 Charlie Bravo, Papa Yankee 7 Delta Charlie Whiskey, Papa Yankee 7 Radio Papa, Papa Yankee 2 Papa Tango, and Papa Yankee 2 Alpha Alpha Zulu. A nice date and welcome. So this is the 5th year for Contest University, and I thought it would be a success if we got 50 people to show up the first year, and now we're 220 here again at Dayton. So absolutely phenomenal success. 3 years in Italy, 3 years in England, and last year was the first year in Germany. And then, as we just mentioned, this July we'll celebrate our 5th QTH of Contest University in Brazil. So just in 2011, over 800 different guys will attend a Contest University. And it all started here in this room, in this hotel, 5 years ago. The youth CTU, which debuted this year, which is of course in the Beckel room, there are only a few youth in there. And there's a good reason. I was very energized when we started the youth part of CTU, which is we have to make sure that we're feeding the enthusiasm of younger operators to get into contesting and competition. We reached out to every one of the teachers in high schools across the country, and what I found is because high schools and colleges are still in sessions, most all of these kids have a perfect attendance record to their hands. So they're not here. But that's why you see efforts like the webinar that we had this morning, and also we are up with a full webcam. We've been going since this morning, thanks to Ben and Sarah. They put it together, and so there have been over 100 people around the world connected to the webcam, which has been dedicated really to youth CTU. During the eyeball contest here a few minutes ago, Ben brought the webcam in here to show the world just how crazy we are here. But every year I get lots of email from people all over the place, from the US, from outside the US. They will never be able, for a variety of reasons, to come to Dayton, and how lucky we are. So the opportunity was, let's go out and share some of what we have with them. And that's why the initiatives with webinars. You know, K3LR, who has really put a lot of effort behind these webinars, and you need to go to the Potomac Valley Radio Club's website, pvrc.org, and all of the webinars that have been done by Ken are archived there. Ken flew in yesterday to check out the setup for the webinars here. Ken will fly home tonight. He won't even go to Hara Arena. That's how dedicated he is to not only the sport of contesting, but to the webinar program that he oversees and runs and makes sure that everybody can get as much information as possible. So when Ken is here for the last part of the webinar at 4 o'clock, we need to make sure that we give him a lot of thanks for that. We're continuing to evolve CTU. There's a lot of new people here. There are some guys that don't come back every year. We want to make sure that the information that you see here is original, is up to date, is cutting edge, is something that gets you thinking. I'm hopeful that you have a whole page of notes every hour of good ideas that came into your head because of the people you've talked to here or the presentations that you've seen. Here was Contest University in Italy in March. This is the venue that they had. This is just outside of Milan. Just an incredible dual screen, padded seats. Boy, would that be nice. Now, they are renovating this hotel, but I'm not sure we're going to get something as nice as what they have there. But 260 students attended in March, and very good coffee. Here's CTU in England, and this is Mark, M0DXR, who has been a professor here several times. He takes this on and does it in October during the RSGV HF conference, and so you get a peek of what's going on there. Here is Germany. This was last June, and Mitch has signed up to do it again, bigger and better this year. So if you're visiting over at the very big event in Germany at the end of June, Contest University, Germany. Here is Doug, K1DG, over at CTU, Germany. He was featured speaker there. Doug is going with a contingent of other U.S. CTU professors down to southern Brazil to do CTU Brazil in July, so that's very good. I can't emphasize enough. I've tried really hard to make sure that every one of the guys that presents here is very approachable. These small group sessions are efforts to get the questions out of you, no matter how crazy they are, how basic you may think they are. We want to help you. We want to see you have more fun with this hobby. We're all very excited about contesting, and we want to share that with you, and we want to feed on your enthusiasm for more knowledge. One of the things that if you're not serious in a contest, that's okay. It's always fun to listen to what other guys are doing. Listen to what the QRP guy does that places in the top 5 in your state, or in your section, or in your division, and see how they approach the contest. You know, do they go up high in the band to call CQ? What are the kinds of tricks that they have that make them successful? So it's always helpful. If you're not serious, it's always good to go. Even if you are serious, put one ear. And if you missed the single op 2 radio discussion that Randy Thompson had this morning, you get to hear it again this afternoon. Put one ear on your competition, or put one ear on the guy who placed really high last year and see what he's doing. Make sure you go online and take a look at those logs. The CQWW and the CQWPX contest both have the logs from all the participants online. And that is a treasure trove of information. Fix your noise. How many times have guys say, geez, I'd love to be able to work a contest, but my noise level is S8 or S9. What do you think I should do? What you need to do is, one of the great reflectors for noise help and noise mitigation is the RFI reflector. It's a reflector that I started many years ago, and I still moderate it today. It's very helpful. There are a lot of good guys there that actually work for power companies or work in the industry, and can help you with your noise problems. So it doesn't matter how big or small your station is, I think every one of us can benefit by noise reduction from outside sources. So if you're not already on the RFI reflector, I encourage you to get to that. Read 3830, read your online logs, and also no matter how many QSOs you make, post to 3830. Share your information. Be proud of what you did, even if it's 10 QSOs. If that's what you had away from family time or other commitments that weekend, that's fine. I think the more postings to 3830, the better, and always be positive and upbeat on your postings. When you're preparing to go all in a contest, and many of us can't do every contest, you know, K3LR does a lot of contests. That guy is on almost every weekend doing 1 or 2 contests. But many of us have other things that we have to do, so we have to, the ones that we really want to focus on, we have to make sure we prepare. And prepare means that we do give notice to the families, give notice to work, give notice to those around us that, hey, I'm going to be serious about doing this, I want to do really well. And so you prepare, you make sure your station is ready to go, that your radio is working right, that your ground connections are solid, that your antenna rotors are working, all of those things before the contest. A great summer book for you to read is a book called Outliers. And Outliers explains in very good detail how some people became very successful. One of them is Bill Gates. It's in there on how he became what he is. Many of us are not real big on reading. This is available, you know, you can get these on the Kindles, so forth, but the book itself is very inexpensive. Gladwell is an extremely good author, and it's a very quick read, but it walks you through why people are successful at specific things. And I found the book, this book was recommended to me by Bruce AA5B, and I have, anybody that will listen to me, I think it's a great book, especially if you've got young kids. I wish I would have had this book 15 years ago when my son was born. I would have done some things just a little different that maybe would have made a difference in his life. And so I encourage you, a good summer read is this book, Outliers. This is something I just learned about 2 weeks ago. And we talked about CTU is learning and sharing. Here's a QSL card. And by the way, the guy that takes care of the third area for the ARRL incoming QSL Bureau is K3ZO. And anybody in here who knows K3ZO knows his passion for cards. But here's a card. This card was going to Kilo Whiskey 3 Lima Radio. For years and years and years, I've used the phonetics Kilowatt 3 Lima Radio. Never ever thinking that somebody would copy K3LR as KW3LR. Now, a lot of bureau managers may have thrown this card away. I don't think Fred has ever thrown any card or any log away. He's very particular about that. So he saw this KW3LR, figured it was during the CQ Worldwide contest, it was probably K3LR, but it brings out that emphasis of the phonetics that you use. And remember, when you, especially in a DX contest, it is extremely important, because of the language barriers, to use phonetics. When we did CTU in Italy, and of course in Brazil, but it really hit me there because everybody, you know, we say, well, hey, I'm K1VR or I'm NC0B, but over there it's always your K1 Victor radio, your November Charlie 0 Bravo, because they use phonetics all the time. So if you call CQ and you say CQDX, CQDX, W8KTQ, that doesn't translate well when it goes to Europe or to Asia. It should be Whiskey 8 Kilo Tango Quebec. So use the right phonetics and use them often.